So let me ask you, do you think high gas prices are going to affect your business, even if nothing you do requires gas? Obviously, the answer is yes. I mean, you'd have to be a moron to think that business is not tied to gasoline, right? I mean, just your employees or you getting to and from work costs you more money. Things that are being shipped and transported cost you more money. I just did a podcast show talking about how myself as an airline pilot, what that cost is and how tickets are going up, how the cost of shipping cargo, and I fly Boeing 777 aircraft around the world. You think it costs a little bit more money to put some cargo in the belly of that aircraft and fly it halfway around the world? It does. That's because there's a cost of doing business and we're feeling that cost of doing business. So the answer is yes, of course it matters and of course it affects us. What you do is the question, and do you raise your prices, right? A lot of people just feel the brunt of it, right? They just take it, which means their margins get lower. I don't necessarily think that's the right thing to do. I think that that's part of inflation, right? It's gonna keep trickling down. It's either gonna cut into your wallet or it's gonna cut into the wallet of the consumer. Now, if it cuts into your wallet too much, you may need to renegotiate your prices with contractors, with vendors, with people you do business with to tell them, hey, we've gotta cut some costs. They may not be able to cut costs. The only answer may be either you raise your prices to your clients or you decide that you are just gonna take the hit and you're gonna deal with it. That's something for you to decide with your own business, right? But I can tell you that if it has not affected you yet, it definitely is going to, because there's no way that you can keep operating your business with your margins in anything that you do continually. It is going to change. Because the cost of getting stuff to people changes, right? The cost of buying materials, the cost of doing business with anything. You've got interest rates going up. So when people have loans on their houses, apartments, construction buildings, all the things that they're using, that costs more. So it's costing more to borrow money. Maybe your business is on a home equity line of credit that you borrowed against your house. That goes up. So everything goes up. So the thing is, you know, I love when people say, oh, price and demand, things aren't gonna go up. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, it's gonna go up. It's going to affect you. And the thing is if you don't change what you're doing and you don't redirect your businesses and you don't redeploy your cash reserves, you are gonna be one of the people that goes out of business. I mean, 95% of all businesses will fail in the first 5 years. You wanna hang out with people like Brad Lee, James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy, Dr. Kevin Elko, Nick Saban's coach? Join me October 12th through the 14th here in Houston, Texas for a business mastermind. These people are gonna blow your thoughts out of the water and they're gonna teach you things you never even thought of. Click on the link to learn more. Having high gas prices, having high inflation, high interest rates, low supply, that is just going to exacerbate the situation and it's gonna make it much worse. And this is worldwide. I can tell you, I've been all over the world and it is everywhere. It's not just here. So don't think that we're in this little bubble and everyone else is fine. Everyone is feeling this, which means everyone is going to be affected. So as you grow your business and as you're thinking about what you do, you may wanna keep some of your supplies a little bit more tight. You may wanna make sure that you have more cash reserves. You may wanna start talking about maybe limiting the menu items that you sell or whatever it is that you do to start thinking about scaling back to get into a skeletal, right? Because we're going into the winter months of the finance. Winter is followed by spring and summer when things will be better. But right now we're going into winter and it's gonna be dark and it may be long, it may be short, I don't know. But the fact is the economy is changing and you don't wanna be one of those people that say it's not going to affect me. Because the reality is it is going to affect you, and if you don't change what you're doing, it's going to affect you at a very bad rate and a very bad result, which you don't want. So make sure you're thinking about your business and you're thinking about what you need to do to be more successful for not just you, but for your employees and for your team members. And know that high gas prices, it affects everyone. Even if you're not using gas in your car and you drive an electric car and you are one of those people that just think electric energy is everything, it still affects you because everything you use is predicated on fossil fuels. So just remember that and think ahead, and your job as a business owner is to always be thinking forward. What does Brad Lee, James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy, and Kevin Elko, who's Nick Saban's head coach, all have in common? Well, you're gonna meet them October 12th through the 14th at my 3-day mastermind right here in Houston, Texas. This is something that is gonna be epic. It's a small, select group of only people that wanna change their lives and change their businesses. All you gotta do is join me, click on the link, and let's do this.